Hey guys, what's up? Sermo11 here, and today I will be giving my predictions for Pokemon Presents, which will be airing on Pokemon Day on February 27th, 2025. So at the time of recording, that would be a week from now. I'll probably try to get this out today, so we'll just see how that goes. This will be unscripted content, so, if you like that, that's great. If you don't like that, I apologize. I'm also kind of off to the side of my microphone, but it seems like the audio sounded fine. I did do a test recording. Don't want to have any incidents like the Nintendo Switch video where my headphones were still plugged up and for some reason it used the audio from the headphones. I didn't have that issue before on a different computer, but who knows? It doesn't matter. So, just kind of talking about Pokemon Presents, it's usually the same content each year, kind of just going through some of the existing games and then also giving some information on some of the newer stuff that's coming out. It probably will be more old content, getting new content, new updates and such, instead of a bunch of new games and everything. But we'll see. There hasn't really been any Pokemon news as far as the main series goes since last year, which is actually a pretty long time for Pokemon. They don't always do Pokemon Directs, but usually there's at least like I would say like at least like two or so like Pokemon updates, a trailer at least a year, and we didn't get that. I know there was some backlash with Scarlet and Violet. I'll be talking about that eventually, but it was just kind of strange. They had revealed Pokemon Legends ZA last year. That was a year ago, essentially, and they haven't shown anything else for the game. They didn't even show gameplay. It was just kind of like I guess, a CGI trailer kind of going through the world or whatever. So, we don't even know if that game's in the past, if it's in the future. Because it's not really like there's like a set formula for the Legends games yet. So we'll see on that. But I did make a list, and I'll just kind of start with that. So, like I was saying, they show like the same stuff every year. So we'll get some updates on the mobile games, and we'll get some updates on probably like Scarlet and Violet. There'll probably be some Legends CA updates, and I guess that's really about it. But there could be new stuff. That's my thing. I see a lot of people every year kind of complaining about the mobile games, talking about how the mobile games take up a big part of the updates and everything. My whole thing is kind of like people seem to have this weird mindset. I don't even know if I might have made a video on this topic just because like it's so I feel like it's a very evergreen topic. Like you could talk about this at any point in time and people are still complaining like, "Oh, I don't like mobile games. They have these extra purchases that I don't have to pay for." But I understand that some people have addictions and stuff like that, but these people they almost present it as if they have an addiction and they, like they can't get into the mobile games or something. Cuz like if you don't want to spend money on mobile games and you're like completely aware, you don't have an addiction or anything like that, just don't do it. Problem solved, you know. But people complain about the mobile games. Oh, they're showing like 10 minutes of the mobile games. Yeah. Some of these games do pretty well for them. Some of these games do, better than the mainline games, so why wouldn't they highlight them? So, just kind of starting things off, Pokemon Go. They're probably going to be talking about Pokemon Go. I've recently played Pokemon Go, and I kind of understood it, but kind of didn't, because I was there when it first came out, and I tried it, and it was just kind of like, oh, you're just catching Pokemon. I think that was all they had. They didn't have any battling when Pokemon Go started. I personally found it kind of boring, and I deleted it, but I know a lot of people loved it, and there was this guy that one of my friends knew that said he was like losing weight from playing Pokemon Go and walking around so much. So it's cool that those people get that. In recent years, I've kind of noticed that Pokemon Go they are very slow to add Pokemon to the game, and I think they don't want to get caught up too fast. they're also doing like a weird thing where they'll add. I think they added the starters from Scarlet and Violet before they added Pokemon from Sword and Shield or something like that. They're very, I don't know, they're very kind of weird with that. So I think there's some Scarlet and Violet Pokemon in there. I don't know if everyone from Sword and Shield is in there. So those are some things that they can update. They can throw in like a legendary or something and make it seem like it's a really cool thing. And there you go. I think last year they did like an anime promotion. Like you can catch Roy or is it Liko? Yeah, Liko and Roy. You can meet them in Pokemon Go or catch their Pokemon or something like that. So they could do something like that. Another anime promotion. It seems like with the new anime, they're trying to promote it a little bit more. Where it seems like they're a little bit kind of wary of like pushing Ash into different stuff. Like Ash is in Pokemon Masters, but he's not in everything, which is odd. He's referenced in Sun and Moon, and I think that might be it. I don't know. So, I mean, speaking of Pokemon Masters, moving on to Pokemon Masters EX, which I have been playing since it came out, but or I downloaded it when it came out, but I didn't start playing it till like a few months after, I believe. So it might have been later than that. I've missed some stuff. Like if I had started at the beginning, I would have had more of the Pokemon and or more of the trainers, the sync pairs. I still don't have Lance actually. And when Pokemon Masters EX when it first came out, you could like re-roll, but you know, people were reporting about that and talking about that. Kind of didn't I never got to do that, so missing out on some of the earlier units in the game. So, Pokemon Masters EX, they're probably going to just talk about like some new units. I believe they're leading up to, or they're around their 5.5 year celebration, which is a weird celebration, but they do that every year. And then I guess the 6 year celebration will come later this year. And I imagine just some new units, you know. They have like, they've done, I think it was Red and Pikachu in it wasn't a Signet suit because Red's default is the Signet suit, but it was like a new unit with Red and Pikachu. I'm not really sure who they could do. They might lean into the I guess the Scarlet and Violet characters. I don't know, and then they have like the Legends story that they're doing in the game. So we might see more of those characters. I don't know. They're kind of weird with like doing the Legends characters. I think there's more Scarlet and Violet characters than Legends characters now, which is very odd to me. But you know, maybe a new storyline or something. I don't know. I don't really have any like concrete predictions for or any predictions I'm really sure about for Masters EX. I'm just sure there'll be like new units, there'll be a trailer that looks great, and people will complain like, "What is this?" Or they'll see like the trailer like, "Oh, this looks pretty cool," and they see the gameplay, they're like, I don't know, you know, I don't like mobile games, you know. Moving on to Pokemon Trading Card Pocket. I'm kind of salty that this game is popular because I had gotten I think 2 years ago I got into the regular TCG game, watched some videos and stuff, kind of taught myself how to play, and really enjoyed it. I played the original Game Boy Color version recently, and I really enjoyed it. Pocket Trading Card Pocket looks better. It looks a lot better, and I think that's why people kind of like gravitated towards that. I do wish the regular game looked a lot better, and I wish the human designs looked a lot better. You know, don't do like this cartoony 3D old computer game graphics for the people. You know, just do some anime sort of looking characters. Just do the Pokemon art style, and then you know you'll have some nice looking characters. This one doesn't have that. It just kind of has like the icons, which is better. You know, just kind of avoiding that altogether, having like bad artwork and everything. I feel like they'll just announce like the next pack or something. I don't know trading card games like that, but the Pokemon trading card pocket has been doing like a new packs every few months or something. They did like or expansions. They did Mew, and then now they're doing Dialga and Palkia. So maybe they'll have something concerning that. Maybe some kind of event where you can earn cards. They've been doing that too. you can battle like a computer player, and then you can get cards from that and everything. So that's been fun. I find myself kind of dropping off on this game. I It's cool. It's cool, but it's a lot faster than the TCG game, and it's also kind of easy to lose in this. Like if someone summons like their EX Pokemon and you don't have anything ready, you can pretty much get sweeped at that point. I know I've seen some people complaining about that. I watched like a YouTube video where people were like complaining that like the EX cards are overpowered and stuff like that. I don't really like mindsets like that. I have an EX. I have a few EX cards because I usually try to swipe or try to pull because you get 2 free packs a day. I try to pull each day, so just use the EX cards. You're gonna lose otherwise. So just use the EX cards. Is fine. I would like to see some of the trainer cards, which they recently reintroduced to the Pokemon TCG. I would like to see those in Pocket and the regular game, but I don't play that one as much anymore. I would love to see that. I think that would be really cool. Just seeing like these trainer cards and the artwork. The artwork looks really good. Moving on to Scarlet and Violet. I'm assuming. I mean, Scarlet and Violet's gotten a lot of content. Two DLCs, which is normal for Pokemon now. Got an epilogue, which was cool, but the epilogue story was okay. It didn't really. I feel like it didn't really add that much to the story, so I will say that. But I imagine there'll just be like a new like raid or something. Like I think all the legendaries are in the game now, but I don't know. Like here's a special Mewtwo or something. It's not gonna be that, but like a starter or something, and it's IVs or EVs or perfect, and it knows a special move that it normally doesn't know or something like that. I could definitely see that for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but as far as like story content, I think that game's done. Because we're kind of I'm gonna get into this later, but we're kind of nearing like, are we going into a new generation? If not, what will be in place of that? Could there be like a remake or something? I know some people are thinking we'll get like black and white remakes. I think someone said remakes are console, like there's only one remake per console. And that might be true. Let me think about it. So, well, the first remake is what? Fire Red and Leaf Green. That's on Game Boy Advance. Um, Next up is Heart Gold and Soul Silver. That's on DS. On 3DS, we have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And then I guess the next will be Switch, right? So then we have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So yeah, we might not get a remake until the Nintendo Switch 2, which would be black and white. I'm not sure how they would do black and white and black and white 2, but if it's like a Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Platinum situation, which are different situations because Platinum's not a sequel. Um, but some people wanted Platinum and didn't really understand why they remade the original games, which a lot of people seem to consider to be worse. So we have that whole sort of situation. I think that black and white remakes would be good. I would prefer like a black and white and black and white 2 sort of thing, like a double pack or something, but I'm sure they'll never do that. I do think like they could do like 2 sets of remakes and then spread them out on different consoles, but that might not make much sense, but it would also just kind of like allow them to do a few more remakes and kind of like drag it out a little bit because eventually you're going to hit modern sort of games and there might not be a reason to remake them. So that's my thoughts on like remakes and everything. The main thing that everyone's looking forward to is Pokemon Legends ZA. There's been no footage of the game for a year, and then like the first reveal was just like these 3D models and everything, and we see some of the Pokemon that'll be within like Lumio City because the whole game takes place in Lumio City. So I imagine we'll just see some gameplay footage. It'll probably be similar to Legends ZA. It'll probably be like some improvements and everything like that. And I've seen like people wondering like, how can a game be in one city? Well, Lumio City is based on Paris. Also, cities are pretty massive, just think about a city that you live in and think about like if there were no buildings and there was just grass everywhere. Seems a lot bigger, doesn't it? So I think that a city, especially without buildings, could be massive in size, and I imagine they'll make it a lot bigger. Lumio City was already big for like X and Y, in terms of Pokemon standards, but I imagine it'll be like massive in Legends ZA, and hopefully segmented again. I know some people like open world completely, but I like the segmentation of Legends ZA. I thought that was really cool. So I imagine we'll have like a great story. I know the Pokemon games are starting to get closer to like other RPGs. We're having like good writing, better characters, and everything like that. So I imagine just more of that, and we'll see characters, from throughout the franchise and Legends ZA, and it's like, oh, this person, their ancestor is actually from Lumio City, or it could be in the future. I've seen some people like speculating that the games could be in the future. I'm not sure how a modern day one would work because like, why are there so many Pokemon in the city? I understand like people in Pokemon live together. It's just kind of like that'd be kind of odd, in my opinion. But we shall see as far as that goes. And then I'm sure there'll be like new forms for different Pokemon and stuff like that. So I definitely think there's a lot to look forward to for Legends CA. But I also wonder, could that only be the big new announcement for the year? Because I don't really see that. I see like there's got to be more. There's got to be like one more thing. So I'm kind of hoping for more. Moving on to exactly what I'm talking about, a new Pokemon game. Is Generation 10 coming? I'm not sure. I think it makes sense for Generation 10 to be coming. But you also have to think about like a lot of Pokemon things are kind of like connected. So the anime is currently on Scarlet and Violet. And they recently did the Kitsukame arc, the DLC. I don't watch the anime anymore. I tried watching the new one. I think I made it like 10 episodes in or something. Kind of fell off. It wasn't horrible or anything like that. It's just kind of like Pokemon's kind of hard to marathon, and especially like new characters and everything. I actually haven't watched the Pokemon anime religiously since Pokemon Journeys because it wasn't on TV. I don't have Netflix. I don't want to marathon Pokemon. I know like I can control that. I can watch an episode a day or something like that, but it's kind of like I'm more interested when it's on TV. I'm not really interested when I have to like go out and seek out the show and like watch it. I'm not as interested in it that way. Especially because the writing in the Pokemon anime isn't great. And then like we see like other Pokemon media and the writing's a lot better, like the manga, the Pokemon Adventures, um, really some of the trailers, like Pokemon Origins. I thought that was great. Like some of the trailers for the games look pretty cool. Um, the games have gotten better writing. Like there's certain things in the games that have gotten like a little bit like darker and stuff. And it's like, would they put that in the anime? Who knows? Because sometimes I think was it with since Black and White, because like the whole earthquake or tsunami in Japan, which I find to be a weird reason to change your whole anime around or whatever, because they cut some episodes which kind of like ruin the story of the anime. Like I understand being respectful and everything, but like wait like a week or like a month. Don't just cut an episode that you already animated. That's kind of stupid, but some people are very respectful, like extremely respectful. So haven't watched the anime, but I feel like Liko and Roy in the anime, I imagine they're going to keep these characters, but like everything still seems kind of fresh. So I don't think I don't think Generation 10 is coming this year. And then someone had brought up a good point that like next year is the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise. So Pokemon's getting up there in age. Maybe they'll wait to the anniversary. I don't know how much they care about anniversaries. I think they highlight them sometimes because then they do like a 25th anniversary like campaign or whatever. So we might see Generation 10 next year. And maybe it's on Nintendo Switch too, but that doesn't really make sense with Pokemon because like there's more people on Nintendo Switch unless it's like a cross platform game or something like that. There's more people on Nintendo Switch, so you would want to put it on the console with more people. So I don't know if we're gonna see Generation 10, but it's just kind of like a thing to think about because like what was it 2 years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, it was this is within a year time period. It wasn't within the same year, but within a time period of a year, we got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I think the year started off with Pokemon Legends Arceus, I believe, and then we got the remakes at some point, and then there was also no, the remake started off. Yeah, yeah, okay. It was the end of what was it? Maybe 2021 or something, or 2022, and then like in 2023 we got Legends ZA, and then towards the end of the year in November we got Scarlet and Violet. So they can do a bunch of games in one year. I'm fine with it. I would be fine if they stuck with that schedule. Like if it was like a Let's Go, a Scarlet and Violet, and a like a Legends sort of game. I don't mind. I know some people think like it's too much Pokemon, but I feel like if you think it's too much Pokemon, you're not really as into it. So like who cares what you think? It's like no, just don't play it. If it's such a big deal to you to not if it's such a big deal to have so many Pokemon games, like just don't play it. Or take a break if you need a break so badly. I for one, I encourage more games, especially like this year. It's been kind of like a drought, or within the last year, it's been kind of a drought with the Pokemon games. I like the yearly or like bi-yearly sort of game releases, like a spin-off or something. Like I like it. Some people don't, so I don't know. Generation 10, my final guess would be next year. 2026. Spin-off titles. Uh I I want a spin-off title. I don't know if they'll do a spin-off title, but we have Pokemon Ranger, which probably won't work on Switch, so that's kind of out immediately unless you want like motion controls or something, or like I guess you could move your finger, or they can include a stylus. But I don't know if the Switch is like great with the stylus or something. So I don't know if I want that. And they probably wanted to play a game that you can play in TV mode and handheld mode, especially like a first party Nintendo title. If it was like third party or something, doesn't really matter, but like a Nintendo game, you probably want that on your TV too. And Nintendo's probably not going to let anyone like make a distinction or make a difference in that sort of release. So we have that. I'm guessing no. Mystery Dungeons one, but the thing about Mystery Dungeon is like they haven't really been like consistent with the releases for Mystery Dungeon, so that would be a problem for me. The remake came out a couple years ago, so I don't think we're gonna get another Mystery Dungeon. I don't know how well that one did. I have it. I think I got it from like a third party seller or something. I don't know. I didn't buy it directly from Nintendo. So I don't know how well those did with sales. But I would like another Mystery Dungeon, and maybe they could add like voice acting or something. The Mystery Dungeon games are pretty good. I like that they have good story. They're different from the main series games, and they can also get a little bit dark. Some of the recent ones haven't been amazing. I would still say that the second ones, actually for Ranger and Mystery Dungeon, the second games are the best games in the series by far. And people especially bring that up a lot with the Mystery Dungeon series. Pokemon Conquest, I saw a comment about this. That's the only reason I remember this. I still haven't played this game. There was a point where you could get it like readily available on Amazon and stuff. It's rare now, so no Pokemon Conquest. I don't think that's coming back. There could be like a new spinoff, which would be cool, or like a Poke Park or something. But I feel like Poke Park's more like for the younger people. Like you're like 10. If you're like 10, it might be for you. So I don't know. That's not really something I would want to play. I looked up gameplay. I like that the Pokemon like can fight each other and everything. Pokemon Cafe Remix probably will get like an update, add some new Pokemon to it. I kind of fell off of this. I used to play Pokemon Masters, and then I played Cafe Remix after, or Pokemon Cafe, whatever it was before Pokemon Cafe. Um, but I kind of fell off of that, and they kind of changed how the game works and everything. I'm kind of confused on the changes that they made to it. It seems a little different. I know they like overhauled the game and everything, so Yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. They acknowledge the anime more than they acknowledge the manga. It'd be cool if they acknowledge the manga, because I always see this, like, Viz Media promotes the manga and the anime, but you never really see the manga on the main Pokemon channel. You see, like, the anime sometimes, but it'd be like, oh, it'll be like something's like on DVD, or like the manga, the new volume's out, and then they just never talk about it for some reason on the main channel with the most followers. Just doesn't make any sense to me, but that's about it. Those are my predictions for the Pokemon Presents. Hopefully this went pretty well. I think this went pretty well, but Pokemon's a topic that I know a lot about and I feel comfortable talking about, so I think this turned out great. I hope you enjoyed it. Please tell me your predictions in the comments below. Do you think I'm on the money for any of this stuff, or am I wrong? I guess we'll see. The King of the Hill video dropped 45 minutes ago, so please check that out. There's another video coming out tomorrow, and there should be more and more videos coming. I'm trying to keep up with the channel, so I hope you enjoyed. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Sirmo11. See you next time, and peace out.